Previously, on Rise of the Runelords.
There was a firefight!
After discovering that the three denizens of the Foxglove Townhouse in Magnamar were not who they appeared to be, our heroes were thrust into the midst of yet another epic battle to the death. As the battle with the disappearing faceless stalkers raged throughout the manor, the group managed to drop the first creature like a bad habit, only to have the other two flee outside. Icky took to the skies to head them off, managing to stop their escape, but clawed off more than he could chew as he was knocked unconscious and brought to the brink of death. Tarnin continued his proud tradition of totally not using magic to fling Icky and his flying feathered fisticuffs back into the front line of the fight. After felling yet another of the foul fleeing faces fiends, Icky manages to be felled in a flash, missing the finale of the fight as Sinishi beheaded the final foe before being brought back from the brink a second time in as many minutes. After catching their breath, our heroes searched the townhouse and were able to discover a deed to Foxglove Manor, which revealed that the Brotherhood of the Seven had helped pay for its construction and would ultimately take ownership of the property in a number of years. Digging deeper, they were also able to find a ledger belonging to Aldern Foxglove himself, mentioning a mysterious meeting every 2 weeks to give money to a mysterious shadowy group. A meeting that was supposed to take place that very night. Today, the adventure continues.
Alright, so as Nate said, after the battle, you guys did spend a couple of hours searching the townhouse. And upstairs, Geisen is actually the one that found the bag with the 100 platinum pieces that I believe Tarnin took.
Correct.
And then the deed to Foxglove Manors, which Geisen read through and noticed at the bottom there was a caveat saying that after 100 years, the manor and then all the surrounding lands a mile in any direction would revert to the Brotherhood of the Seven's ownership. Geisen also found a ledger detailing Aldern Foxglove's finances, but most of the entries in it were mundane, but towards the end you did notice that there were half a dozen entries labeled as Aisha's trip to Absalom, each indicating Foxglove was paying somebody referred to as B7 and XAN 2,000 gold a week for this trip. But you did, looking at the dates of it, you would have known that Aisha was dead during this time. And it said the payments were every 2 weeks, and the next payment was supposed to occur tonight at 11 o'clock, which would be about 5 hours from the time you found it. And that's where we will pick up.
Did the deed have a date on it?
It was 80 years ago.
What did the bodies look like? Did they remain faceless monsters?
Yes.
Has Tarnin chastised for the murder of the last one yet?
Oh yeah,
believe,
remember
I
at the
believe he
end
was
of the
grousing.
game? At the end of the game, last session, he was cursing in Draconic, cursing in Elven, cursing in Common, and kind of just walking around frustrated, and looked at everyone and said, "Alive, just fucking one time. Leave one alive for answers." Something to that effect. I don't remember exactly.
It was about that, if I remember right.
And then we did the searching.
Yes.
And then Lars dumped a lot of this stuff on us. Now Tarnan's looking at the deed, trying to decide. What do you think, guys? Should I turn this deed into the house belonging to us? I mean, it doesn't look too hard.
Can you explain what you mean by that?
I mean, I could beautify a piece of paper to look just like this, but it would have our names on it.
I see.
And then this one over here could just be given to somebody else.
I mean, those guys that's currently going to are kind of dicks anyway, so we could.
Pretty much.
How good are your skills in beautifying papers in that way?
Well, sometimes they're spot on, other times they're not so spot on. And if it doesn't look good enough, then forget it, you know?
I mean, I guess we have 20 years to decide.
Well, I'm thinking the point is, if we take this now as a base of operations while we're here, anyone comes to question us, we simply say, look, we just got it from them, here's the deed.
The deed is for the manor, the misgivings, not the townhouse you're currently in.
Oh.
Yeah, I really don't want that. Never mind.
Yeah,
Who doesn't
That's
want a
what kinda-
haunted house?
the Brotherhood can have that other
Oh,
place.
yeah, they can have that shit. A mile down. I'll just have to convince you to dig that whole place a mile deep and move it away. There won't be anything there for them.
Just lift it up and chuck the house.
Yep. Maybe by then we'll have found a priest that can just burn the place to the ground. I mean, it still bugs me that we haven't burned it.
To the ground.
All right. Anyone have any thoughts about staying here and waiting for that payment and see what we can do? Maybe even capture them alive and get answers from them when they show up for this payment?
The payment was, it specifically called out that the payments were dropped off at the shadow clock at 11.
Where's the shadow clock?
That is a structure that Tarnin would actually would know about. I wouldn't say you'd be familiar with, but you would know of the shadow clock. It is actually in... Which district is that? It is in the Underbridge. The area of Magnamar that is underneath that giant, like 300-foot part of a bridge. The area below that is almost perpetually dark. And what Tarnin knows is that the shadow clock is basically it's a minor marvel of engineering. At a height of 250 feet, the teetering structure of stone, wood, and rusted metal towers above the other buildings in the district. The tower's clock is frozen at 3 o'clock. Let's see. Where is it? I don't think. Where is the rest of it? There was more. Hold on. I wrote it down. Oh, here we go. Let me see. Inside of the tower, there's a rickety stone staircase that winds up to immense bells and frozen clockwork at the ceiling. Dubbed the Terrible Stairs by locals, it took 10 fatal attempts by foolish daredevils trying to climb the decaying steps before the city moved in to close down the tower permanently. Today, the tower stands in defiance of the order, too massive to safely and affordably demolish, yet too well engineered to tumble down on its own. And most of the taverns in the Underbridge have standing wagers as to how many people it will kill when it finally does fall.
So this sounds like another bridge to me.
Yep. Anyway, at the meeting, supposedly happening at the Shadow clock. We want to be there and see what we can figure out.
I'm on board with that idea. I think this is the best lead we've got to figure out what these people are all about and take down their operation.
Mm-hmm.
Can we
I
get
agree.
there?
I've always wanted to see a shadow clock.
Say again.
I agree, and I've also always wanted to see a shadow clock, so I think it's a good idea.
You know of more than one?
It sounds like a pretty cool thing to see.
Oh, sure. Yeah, we can get there. Shouldn't take us more than 20 minutes, 30 minutes to walk there.
I would say from where you guys are, closer, a better part of an hour, just because it's through the city. But
Well, at least it's the
it won't
better
take you
part.
the whole. Like you've got about 5 hours until the time, so you have plenty of time if you want to do anything else.
Time out. Where did we rode here? What the hell did happen to our horses?
I think we left them outside the breakfast place.
I think you did.
Which isn't far from here.
You're right.
No, it's about 20
Have we
minutes from here.
rested recently?
And we can grab the horses and go and
What was that, Lars?
make it in about a half an hour.
Have we rested recently?
Nope.
Last night on your way down to Magnamar, like on the road, you set up camp. When was the last time you rested?
So we haven't
But
rested
then-
the battle?
No.
No,
Most recent
I gleefully used up all your spells.
Yeah, I see that. That's why I was wondering.
Because see, mine come back on a short rest. So, I mean, if I cast spells, they would come back on a short rest. It would just make more sense.
If you ever did, which of course you don't.
I don't, because they're not really spells. They're just gifts. They just happen.
Look, man, just because you can't spell doesn't mean you should beat yourself up over it like this.
You
Oh,
do
that's
have
deep.
the Pearl of Power, which does allow you to get expended spell slots back. To some of them. Not all of them, but some of them.
Are you talking to me?
Yes.
Mhm.
I thought it just did one.
You can use Speak Command. Oh, it is just one. So up to 3rd level. You are right.
And you did expend some spell slots during that last battle, if I recall.
A lot of them.
Uh-huh.
Oh, did we get new cards today?
No. Well, you have not as of yet. I can hand them out if a battle occurs, because I think most of them were pretty... Let me see. Oh, no. There are some that aren't. Alright, I guess we'll just do them in order really quick. Bill.
No.
Yes. Whatever that
But
was.
yes.
United we stand. For the duration of encounter, you and an ally within 10 feet do not grant advantage. And Tiami. Avoid trap. Spend in place of a trap DC to automate. Oh, wait, never mind. Alright. And, ooh. Lars. Regenerate. Regain hit dice equal to your proficiency rounded up. And Nate. That's a duplicate. There we go. Healing Surge. You can spend hit dice and treat the roll as a max, and then Sanishi has all or nothing. In place of a d20, treat an even as a 20 and an odd as a 1.
Ooh.
What is everyone's health at?
Icky is at 7.
Ooh, that's great.
Geisen's full, Tarnin's full, Icky's at 7, Grilda's at 69, Sanishi is at 59.
Which is full.
Full.
Oh, okay.
Taking a short rest. I mean, all we've really done is look around and talk, right?
Yes,
So how much
you
longer do
can
we really need?
during the search, because you're not doing anything like that's spending a lot of energy, that search time could be counted as a short rest.
What the hell happened? Did we use Icky as a bird shield?
He kind of used himself as a bird.
Put him in
shield.
front of all the enemies?
So ahead of, like, they ran away from us and they were really far, and Icky was like, I got this! And he ran out there, and then he was like, oh wait, now I'm the only one out here.
The benefits
He
of
did
being
pretty
able to
good.
run super far.
I was hoping that my dodginess would be more effective than it was.
But
it
you
was
never
not.
actually used your dodge action. Like, used a key point for patient
Right, because
defense.
I was using my actions to claw.
That's true. Alright, so but yes, during the search, everybody would have been able to take a short rest, so everybody can go on their character sheets. I'll do it for Sanishi. And then everybody else should be able to do the short rest and then use any hit dice that you would want to regain hit points.
Let's see where
I'm doing pretty good. Does anyone want to use my hit dice too?
Oh, is that how it works?
If you say so.
I do not.
confirm short rest. Alright, so my hit die is 1d8 plus 4.
And you can use them one at a time. You don't
I
have
have
to
a total
choose
of
how
6,
many.
so-
You don't have to choose how many up front. You can use it, roll it, and then keep adding as needed.
So I'm gonna use 1. That'll give me an extra 7 hit points. Let me make a note of this in case you're not. or in
Oh,
case
you want me
you're
to
not,
add the 7?
No. I'll do it.
Okay.
6. Oh, there we go. 10. Oh, I'm gonna use one more. Eight. Okay.
So is 7, 6, 10, 8?
Yes. Well, look at you listening.
Ah.
And I'm going to use Arcane Recovery to get one of my 3rd level slots back.
Oh, and you can use the Pearl of Power to grab another of any of the spell slots if you would like as well.
Does that use up the pearl, or is that like a...
The Pearl can be used once a day. The next sunrise, I believe it is. It can be used again.
Yep.
And then I hit Sanishi's short rest. And yeah, just make sure, Tammy, make sure you actually hit the short rest, because I think that gives you your rages back. Is rage on
no, I have to do long rest for the rages.
Oh, okay. You only used 1, though. You've got 3 left.
Yep, and I did use the short rest and marked off the dice that I used, so.
All right.
Sean and or group, who makes the payment to whom? As best we can tell?
It doesn't say who makes the payment. It's in Aldern Foxglove's financial journal. It just says the payment is made to, and each of the payments are marked off as to B7 and XAN. Oh no, Nate's gone again.
Sorry,
So
I'm
if I were to
trying.
roll like a perception or a something, an investigation, something that would let me do my best guess on who is actually making the payments for these people, to these people. So
Who
it's
is
like
making
it's
them
Aldrin,
to?
Aldrin is making the payment, or someone from the Foxglove Manor is making the payment to these people that are coming. Correct?
Yes. It specifically says that the payment is being like given in person. And your best guess, you don't need to roll. I can tell you, your best guess would be that it's Aldrin making it, especially with the note that you had found on his body.
Anyone have any really good ideas on how we're going to track these people down? I mean, we're going to be in the area, but since none of us are, Alderman Foxglove or look like him, how are we going to attract their attention to come say hi?
Does Geisen have a look like someone else spell?
I was just wondering, do we know what he looks like?
Aldern?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
You've met him
Very
a couple of times.
We met him while he was alive and while he was a zombie. You've got multiple choices.
And you met somebody who looked like him.
Mm-hmm. And in a mirage.
I guess this might be a question for the DM, but I think I can use Major Image to make somebody look like somebody, right? Or I guess just to make an image of him. I guess we wouldn't necessarily have to be disguising someone.
Image object, creature. Let's see. Completely real, including sound, smell, as long as you're in range.
We could smell like Aldern. That's very important.
Great.
It's actually the most important. You wouldn't normally think it, but it is.
I have to know, if you were to choose to do this for the doppelganger, if he had a mole on one side, would it show up on the other side? Like, is this a mirror image thing?
Yes, Lars, you could use that to create. It wouldn't. It can't interact with anything though, so like it wouldn't be able to open doors or move anything.
But I can control it, right?
Yeah.
Make it move.
You can make it move. You can sounds, smells.
It's a complete illusion. He doesn't need to put it on a person, right?
No, it's a complete illusion, and it says you can cause the illusion to make different sounds at different times, even making it carry on a conversation, for example, although it can't physically interact with anything else.
All we really need it to do is to draw them out, right? And then once we see them, we don't necessarily need it to interact. But I don't think the inability to open doors will be a problem.
You say that now.
Yeah.
It was like, all right, I'm pretty convinced that you're Alden Foxglove, but if you could please open this door for me.
Just hand you the payment. Oh, sure. I'll just hand you the payment.
He's not real. Question, could we put a trap down and then put fake Aldern on the trap?
Yeah, it can't interact with anything. So if there was a pit trap or something along those lines.
Which we're going to dig in the next couple of hours.
Hey, I'm very strong. And no one around us will notice me digging it because I'm very short.
You're not the shortest person in the group, though.
Hey,
right.
Close.
We could hide her inside it.
Yeah, if anything goes wrong, me and Sasha will come out through fake Aldern's belly.
Imagine the surprise on that one. That would be pretty impressive.
I'm on board. We could do it.
I'm sure you can do anything you put your mind to.
Geraldine has a very small mind, so I also think this is true of her.
Does anyone have a better idea?
Am I really hiding it? This is going to be so much fun.
No, I don't think we're really going to have you hiding it, but just because of the setup and the time.
Sinishi wouldn't let me do it anyway. We both know Sinishi would require to be there.
Yeah, I think that I think this is a great idea. I think that we should do it, so long as we can all agree that maybe we don't kill all of them. Nishi.
Hey, I've killed one, Sinishi has killed two. That makes her the bigger offender here. And mine was the first one. I've learned. I've grown as a person.
Well, they totally deserved it.
That's true. 100% true.
I'm not arguing that, I guess.
We could, when we go back for the horses, ask for information from anyone.
About
any of this. We could.
Things
It's
that
late.
we need information on.
It's later in the day. We could see if that's what it was. If the vacuum cleaner man is at the whorehouse yet.
Right. Forgot about it.
let's start doing that. Let's head that way, get the horses. Ask first if that guy showed up, spend an hour there.
I think somebody needs to explain the vacuum cleaner, man.
Before... Yeah, Oric.
Oric. I can never remember his name, but I remember that it's a type of vacuum.
And this is why I paused and have been trying to pick out names for characters, and it's not working.
I ruined them.
So, just to make sure we've got like the timing of everything right, this meeting's like 2 hours away, right?
5.
5
hours. Okay, I'm sorry. Well, in that case, never mind. Carry on. I guess like the plan of staking out a place and taking time to set up a trap in 5 hours when it's like, if we get the horses, it's less than about an hour away, right?
Correct.
It's about 20 minutes to the horses, and you could probably make it the rest of the way in about 20 more, 15.
Okay.
Plus, Sanichi could get more sausage rolls.
Mm-hmm.
Was it just sausage, or was it a sausage roll? No, I can't remember.
I don't remember.
It was blood sausage.
Yeah. It was a bunch of, like, breads. That's what Geralda was interested in. And then Sanichi had the blood sausage.
Okay. Tarnan looks around. Well, Tarnan's already looked around this place with everybody else. Did he notice anything worth taking? You already told us there's nothing worth...
I mean, nothing of extraordinary value. I guess it depends on how low you want to get, because there's some artwork and some like candlesticks. Yeah, that's why. I guess it depends on how low in value you want to get. There's nothing where you look and like, because you found 1,000 platinum. There's nothing you look at and be like, oh, that's worth more than this.
I'm sorry, did you say 1,000?
Or was it 100?
I thought it was 100, but I'll just tack on a 0 right now, and that'll be fine.
Hey, don't be...
No, it was 100.
Be arguing with the DM.
Too late. No, it was 100. Bag with 100 platinum pieces.
Because not even the giant gold helmet was worth that much, right?
No. Well, maybe. It'd be close.
I actually wrote down how much. 35,000 gold is what the giant gold helmet was worth.
Yeah, so it's worth 3 times as much.
Is it? Okay, fair enough.
So yes, I mean there is stuff here that would be valuable depending on on how low you want to go. Nothing
we just didn't find the deed for the townhouse to make it ours.
No.
Okay. All right.
Other important question: you didn't kill Ollivander off, right? I still have him.
Nope, he's good.
No, he wasn't actually used. He was discussed.
He was used to do a scavenging run.
That's right, flying around the townhouse while Tarnan walked. Yep.
Okay.
He came in handy and lived.
Yep. We were very, very careful with him.
We tried to be very careful with you. Like, the first thing that the monsters did in the previous battle, by the way, was to disappear. And so Bill was like, oh, this is going to be great. So he's like, cancel magic or something. So they both appeared because it undid the spell. But then they both looked right at you. And you were completely unprotected at the time. It was very dangerous.
Well, and it was like they had both been made invisible by one of them, right? And so that was the spell that you canceled. So immediately they come back in, see you, the other one makes them both invisible again. And we're like, we've killed him. We've killed Geisen.
Nah.
But you lived.
They used up their actions that round, and it just gave Geisen. I mean, because Geisen's always going to go first with the freaking initiative of plus 25 or whatever it is.
Right? It is super high. Yeah, it's plus 11.
Oh, okay. So yeah, Tarnan says, all right, unless anyone really needs to stay here and chill longer, let's move out.
Can we say that, like, during the initial search of the house, like, is there kitchens, and did Grilda find any fun ingredients in there? Perhaps this new one that's so rare?
Nothing that you would consider fun. You did find ingredients. You could make things with them, but nothing that would be out of the ordinary. And most of it looks like it's been there for quite a few weeks.
Weeks? Who uses cardamom that's weeks old? Pathetic. All right, that's all. Thank you.
Delightful.
capital D, light.
So I felt a little jealous with all your fancy beverage containers, so I went and got one of my own.
Nice.
Yeah, that's awesome.
That is
Yeah.
quite nice.
Yeah.
Your turn, Lars.
BlizzCon 10.
Ooh, oh, 10. Nice.
Mm-hmm. 2016.
Lars has a chalice, I think.
Cheers, friends. Cheers. Oh God, the microphone is in the way.
Now my
Beer.
Belgian beer glass just feels insignificant.
Well, I don't think Tammy has a spiffy glass.
And I'm
Everybody
even
else
drinking
does.
it's a Belgian beer. Well, I mean, or it's a Belgian ale, rather. You know, it's a.
I have a Mexican recycled glass.
Recycled glass.
Are you also
glass.
drinking Mexican recycled glass?
Wouldn't you like to know?
I kind of would.
I'm kind of curious myself, Oz.
All right, so what did you all decide you were going to do?
Tarnan has left the building.
Like we're heading for the horses, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
To the horses.
All right, it's been a couple of hours, or it's been probably about 4 hours at this point. But by the time you get back to the Cambion Cafe, they are still tied outside.
Huzzah. So Sinichi was all about the blood sausages, right?
She was.
Yes.
Grelda asks Tarnan specifically, would you like me to check at the brothel and see if Ward's there?
Yes, please.
I do that.
All right, is everybody going, or what's the rest of the group doing while you're heading off?
Guess Icky will offer Grella, do you need somebody to come with, watch your back, give you a hand, give you a claw?
I think I can handle the brothel.
Okay.
Can somebody remind me what the deal with the brothel is?
We're going for the vacuum cleaner guy.
So
When
when we met, you may or may not remember, was during the butter incident. I mean, the grease incident. He was originally attacking us, and then in return for us not murdering him, he helped us find a healing scroll, and then he was like, if you ever need anything or I don't know, if you survive this, basically, come meet me in Magnamar at this particular all the way in, I think it was.
Yes,
Correct.
the all the way in brothel.
So when we came here during our last adventure, the person behind the bar offered the services of identifying Auric for an exorbitant fee. And both Tarnan and Sinichi took great offense to this. Sinichi even offering to basically stand around and threaten people if we didn't get a better price. And Tarnan was like, yeah, this is character growth. And Grelda was like, I am alarmed by all of this.
And actually, I should note, she did say she was going to stand around and intimidate people, but it was not to get a better price. It was just because she was upset. Nobody ever asked for a lower price.
Yeah.
I went back and rewatched
no
it.
Actual extortion happened.
Yeah, there was no talk of price. It was offered, and then people got upset.
Well, we all know that Tanishi's very subtle, though, so she was probably implying the lower price.
Definitely. She
She
definitely
did do the
implying it.
peopling later. She attempted.
Yeah.
Yeah, Grelda actually attempted to get in between them, and Tarnan slapped her down a little, verbally, no, Tanisha do her thing. So just before things got way out of hand and people were leaving, Grelda actually did go up to the guy behind the bar and try and she asked how much a massage was and whether or not they had anyone who could give a really good massage. And so of the group, I feel like I have the best rapport with this man who may or may not be blindly just gutting his prices, but
Yeah. It was ridiculous. I thought that was, to leave a note for Auric on the counter was going to cost basically double what it was going to cost, what it cost Tarnan to buy everyone's breakfast 10 minutes later.
it was 10 silver, I think, right?
4.
Something like that.
Was 4 silver? I thought it was 10.
Nope, it was 4.
And it was interactions like that I'm really glad Icky has no real concept of monetary value. He's just like, y'all being weird, but okay.
I'll go
I
with
don't
it.
understand what just happened here. We got a lot of money. It's fine.
Yeah.
We have a lot of money because I'm not going to let us just give it away to people. Oh, yeah. Well, now that you're standing there breathing in our inn, you owe us 2 gold. Icky would be like, oh, seems reasonable.
Is this good air?
Yeah, it's
The
like
best air.
amazing air.
No! No! Cannot be allowed.
So that's the deal with the brothel and why Grelda is actually trying really hard to kind of go by herself. She's really worried that
She'll get a little bit of a head start because Sanishi's going to buy something, and then we're going to just follow. So we'll be like 3 minutes behind.
Okay.
Or at least Tonan will be.
Okay. Then Grelda leaves. It was just kind of around the corner, so it's not very far.
Correct.
As you open the door and walk in, there is a bit of just like a haze of incense in the air, and it is in the evening, so the sun is beginning to set at this point. Behind the bar, you see the same gentleman dressed in the same purple kind of flowing velvety clothes, the same his shirt open, chest hair, a little small gold medallion, his long flowing black hair with a matching purple headband kind of holding it back as it flows down his back. He is just standing with his hands together behind the counter, and he turns and he sees you, and he just gets a huge smile on his face and begins to turn and walk over to you. Oh, hello! I see you're back. Did you want that massage we spoke of? I'd have just the right person.
I don't not want the massage. And I would love to meet this person because I do actually... I'm a little picky with where I get my massages from.
As you should be.
Thank you. And it would just be a massage, by the way. Your establishment does offer many, many delights, but I would only want a massage.
Well, it could start out that way, but you always have the option to change.
No, I'm good.
Of course. I do glance around the room. Do I see Auric?
You do not see Auric in the room, no.
Okay. I say our group has momentarily regrouped here. It does look as though our friend Auric is not present. I thank you very much for your hospitality, and it was very lovely to see you again.
I appreciate the sentiment. It is lovely to see you again, my dear. Again, if you ever want anything, feel free to stop by. I'm sure we can accommodate you.
So, at this point, Grelda, does kind of lean in a little conspiratorially. She, looks around. No one else from our group is here. Where do you get your beer? If you don't mind my asking.
Oh, my dear, I'm sorry to tell you, but we don't actually serve ale at this establishment. It's only wine and hard liquor.
Do you have any interest in branching out? I do wish, just full disclosure, I am part of the guild. I'm Grelda Cidersmith. We make the best ciders you have ever tasted.
I'm sure you have, and I appreciate the offer. You would not be the first one to try and sway our little establishment in that direction. But no, we have a certain clientele who have certain preferences we try and focus on.
Completely understand. However, if you don't mind my saying, I was actually waiting for Tarnan to be like, stop!
Not there yet.
She does pull out one of her samples, and knowing that it's wine and hard liquor that he generally offers, let me see. I had descriptions of the two that Grelda had made, but I can't find it right now, and it's not really worth it at this moment. So she does hand him the same thing that she handed to... I'm so bad with names, you guys. No, Auric has not had my stuff.
Amico?
Amico, before...
before the Fade to Black.
And actually, she doesn't give him the entire thing. Do you have a glass? Just would you like a sample?
I suppose. And he turns around and walks behind the bar and comes back with a small chalice, with the long stem, and he kind of holds it out.
So fancy.
Well, of course. And there's a gold ring around the top.
She uncorks, or I don't know, do you uncork it? Whatever. She pulls the lid off, and then just briefly breathes in the scent, and then pours 2 fingers, recorks it, and says, "That's one of my personal specialties. Let me know if you have any questions." And then she just leaves. She doesn't even wait to see if he likes it.
All right.
She
Grelda.
she's actually listening really hard. Like she's super eager to know if he likes it, but she doesn't want him to think that she cares.
All right, so as there's about 15 feet between where you turn around and the door, you do hear the swish of the liquid, and then there's silence for a second. And as you touch the door, you just hear the voice behind you go, "Oric wasn't in today, but I believe he'll be in tomorrow afternoon if you want to come back."
Grilda tries really hard not to smile. She can't help it. She's real bad at not smiling. So she turns and says, "I would be delighted," and then leaves.
And as you turned, you did notice the glass was empty.
Ha. All right, what time was that? I need to write it down.
What time?
Yeah, did he? Oh, he said tomorrow afternoon. Was there a time given?
No, it was just said tomorrow afternoon.
Okay. Thank you. Do I meet my compatriots astride their ponies on my way back?
It'd be about that time if they said about 3 minutes. Yeah, you would see them kind of coming down the road as you came out.
Do I need a boost to get on a horse?
I would say no. I would say you have been alive and riding long enough that you have kind of figured it out. It's not graceful.
You're kidding
It doesn't
me?
look pretty,
No, look,
but you
look,
can get up on a horse by
As
yourself.
strong as she is, she just grabs a hold of it and just kind of lifts herself up.
She
and then
pulls the horse down to her and just like throws her leg over, and then it stands back up.
She grabs the side of the saddle and just kind of lifts herself up and slides on and looks around like, what? Isn't that how it's supposed to be done?
That happens. And then she turns to Tarnan and says, "Oric will be at this place tomorrow afternoon if we're interested in talking to him by then."
That'll work. Anything else exciting in there?
Oh, yes. And then she says nothing.
Fair enough. Tarnan turns the horse and starts leading everyone to the shadow clock.
To the shadow clock?
While we're on the way, there is a little bit of a distance. Grelda would be curious to know, how do you send a letter in this town?
Tarnan will tell you whatever the DM says right now.
There is like parcel delivery services. Otherwise, the other best way to send a letter that you know of would probably be the paper birds, actually, that you found when you raided the vault. If you remember, when you were on your way to the heist,
Yes.
you met Diranor and Fennec, and they had a paper bird delivered to them with a note written on it, and then you found some of those paper birds in the vault. So
I didn't know we found it. I remembered we found the big flying thing that we definitely shouldn't use unless we absolutely need it.
You did find 10 paper birds.
10 paper birds, okay.
Five.
Yeah,
Who's-
that thing is kind of like,
Oh, yep.
yeah.
Geisen
Oh,
has
all
them.
right. So I do remember this
Yeah.
and then ask Geisen if I can have 2 of the paper birds. And I say it loud. I'm not trying to be sneaky. I'm like being open with the group.
Of course. Geisen hands over 2 paper birds.
Do I know how to use them? Is there like a trick? Can you fold them wrong and then they just like dive into the ground?
If Icky does it, yes.
No, I mean, Geisen has them. You can read them if you would like, Lars.
After you write a message, I'm not muted. Okay.
No.
After
you're
you write a
good.
message with 50 words or fewer on this magic sheet of parchment and speak a creature's name, the parchment magically folds into a paper bird and flies to the recipient whose name you uttered. The recipient must be on the same plane of existence. Oh, shit, that probably won't work for you. Otherwise, the bird turns into ash as it takes flight. It travels to within 5 feet of its intended recipient by the most direct route, whereupon it turns into a non-magical and inanimate sheet of parchment that can be unfolded only by the intended recipient. If the bird's hit points or speed's reduced to 0, blah, 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 it turns to ash.
Okay. I feel like Tarnan would want a couple of these for complete above the board, like legal reasons.
I mean, I do feel like I need to point out that Grelda kind of exists on a different plane of existence from all of us, so would these even work for her?
That's true.
I'm like, like looking over the dead corpses. Like, what kind of coriander is that?
As these paper pieces are being handed across, and Tarnan remembers what they do and what they can't do specifically. Geisen?
Yes. Why
you aware
you
of any-
continue?
Are you aware of any versions of these birds that can cross planar barriers?
Can we hear this?
Yes.
Can I do like an Arcana check or something? Would I know about that?
Give me an Arcana check.
Can you like just shove a whole bunch of magic into one of these and then it can do it?
Shove magic into it. I like that.
Imagining
Like
finding
it's a
one
like it's a shopping bag.
finger on one of these, send it to whatever demonic presence that he got magic from.
I don't have. It's fine.
27.
Okay, Tarnan, I know you don't understand how magic works.
I don't. I
Um,
mean,
You know that there isn't a interplanary paper bird. There is you know that there is a messaging kind of spell that you could use, but since it travels between planes, it's more complicated and usually used by more advanced wizards.
Am I an advanced wizard?
Not yet.
I must say, Sean, how? Because I know it's been relatively often, but I don't know if it's been like 60% often or like 80% often that Lars's amazing rolls have given us way more information than you ever intended to have.
More often than I had expected. We'll put it that way.
good job. Carry on, Lars.
I thought I had something about a. So sending is another spell, and it doesn't say anything about planes of existence. Send a short message, 25 words or less, to a creature with you. To a creature with you are familiar. I think that's probably with which you are familiar.
That's fair.
What level is?
Oh wait, well here it does say something about a plane. You can send the message across any distance and even to other planes of existence, but if the target is on a different plane than you, there's a 5% chance it doesn't arrive.
Okay, and yeah, that's a spell scroll. Okay, I was looking under your spells. That's a spell scroll, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
I don't have this
No,
spell.
that's all right. Then yes,
so,
you would know that.
So yes, Tarnan, there is a spell that could be used. It would take me some time to learn it. If you would like to do that, and there is a small chance that the message won't arrive, but it's relatively reliable.
Jordan has a distant look in his eyes as he's hearing what you're saying and comes to a conclusion. If you cast it, maybe I can duplicate it. And if that works, then maybe I'd be willing to risk that 5%, that small chance doesn't reach its intended target.
Does Geisen know that Tarnan has magic at this point?
Oh, yeah, we talked.
Yes.
Yeah, Geisen was. I thought you were there, Lars, when we talked about that. I think that was the last game you were at. Is when.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, we were going through the forest or whatever.
Um,
right?
talking about the gigantic creature of flame and talon that.
Yeah.
Tarnan-
Grelda doesn't specifically know that Tarnan can do magic, and even though Tarnan has used message on Sanishi, she still doesn't know that he can do magic.
which is
Yeah,
amazing.
Grelda actually aggressively doesn't know because he was so confident in telling her that he doesn't.
I don't know magic. It's not magic. It's
Um,
not a wizard magic. That's what Tyron has seen from Geisen, from another character he's interacted with, and from his mother. That's what magic is. You know, sorcerers and mages are magic. Whatever he's got isn't magic to him. It's a gift that was given to him, whether it's good or evil, he doesn't know yet. And he's talked to Geisen about that. Not really at length, but Geisen kind of made him somewhat comfortable that it's not going to explode and kill everyone nearby anytime soon.
Probably.
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 That does seem familiar. So, one option, which I don't see that I have the ring, but one of us has a ring that lets me copy spells to it.
I think
Tanya
I have that.
has it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that could be an option. I could cast a spell, put it in that, and then you would be able to use it, or maybe you can somehow copy it from that.
That could be amazing. I will reach out to my other informants. Yes, informants.
Hopefully they're on the same plane of existence, because you'll need that spell to contact them.
See, that's just it. And now he gets a little bit quieter and leans down to him. This creature is not on the same plane of existence, but I talk to it all the time. Well, I mean, I'm like all the time. Never mind. This just got weird. Let's go find something and kill it.
I just want you to know, I'm literally imagining you like scrawling like, "Dear Flames and Talons, the best time we interacted. Please stop."
It is I, your dear friend and compatriot, Tana.
Today, our group has encountered a bunch of faceless monsters, and we have put them to the death in your honor.
Greetings and salutations.
Yeah.
Hugs, kisses, hope the family's well. Tana.
P.S. You're beautiful, don't burn me to death. And scene.
Every letter ends with "P.S. You're beautiful, don't burn me to death." And despite the fact that really cuts into the 25 word limit, it's there every time.
That's only 9 words. I mean,
The signature is 24 words long, so you only get one actual word per message. Hi!
Slightly inefficient.
but I don't actually. Carrying on, walking past, trotting along. What other spells can you teach me? Never forget I asked. I don't know how much I want to know. Okay, so we're going to go to this clock. We're going to stand around, find a couple positions. We can all kind of watch a clock. We're going to have you cast a spell. Hopefully no one that knows Aldrin Foxglove is going to come up and start talking to it.
Is the
I mean,
underbridge
if you know him, at least it'll sound like him.
and smell like him?
Yes.
I don't know if it'll taste like him, so hopefully there's no tasting.
Only one way to find out.
Maybe we just have it just scream wordlessly at anybody who approaches it aside from. Like
Uh,
we're looking for.
He opens his mouth and Icky's voice comes out.
Like,
Maybe just have him say no, thank you, and kind of roll his eyes and look away.
That sounds really boring. Like maybe there will be no conflict if that happens.
Until the right person comes up and says, "What the hell do you mean no thank you?" Blah blah blah, and then starts going off on him. I mean, we don't have any idea what this Zan and B7 look like. We have to rely on them coming up. So maybe not no thank you, maybe not now thank you, and kind of roll his eyes and look away. And if they are persistent, maybe they'll say something.
Do we know how much the payment is supposed to be?
I believe it was 2,000 gold. Let me double check. Yep, 2,000 gold a week. So bi-weekly, it would be 4,000 gold.
And how much is that in platinum?
More than I currently have
400?
on me. Yes, it would be 400. But if you're asking for the purpose of making that illusion look really convincing, good call.
Yeah, because the illusion wouldn't actually be able to interact with the gold.
So
You
can
can
the
make it
illusion
appear to have
make
it.
it back gold though?
Yeah. You can make it look in any manner that you would like. It just wouldn't be able to interact with real gold.
All right. Are we there yet?
Actually, while we're still on the way, Grelda would like to know what to expect from the Underbridge, because now we're in like pseudo battle mode. Like we're actually planning on. We don't know what's going to happen, so we need to actually know what we're expecting from this place.
The Underbridge. I've been there a few times. There's a few groups that I would tend to avoid, if possible. And the DM can fill in anything at this moment.
Oh, you want me to? Okay. The Underbridge, seedy taverns, poorly run brothels, and rat-infested gambling dens compete with salt-blasted tenement buildings and cheap flop houses in Magnamar's most dangerous district, the Underbridge. While the Magnamarian government champions cleaning up Underbridge as one of its most important long-term goals, many council members realize that the vices of the slum attract a certain amount of business to the city, and that truly clearing away the bridge trash could significantly impact the local economy.
Yeah, all he gave me was the Underbridge is commonly known as the Shadow. Its most dangerous slum. It's nestled in the perpetual gloom under the Ironspan, and this district is a haven for criminals, smugglers, and even has rumors of a few monstrous predators. That's all I get.
Monstrous predators. That sounds cool. Can we fight them if we see them, or do we have to wait?
No.
Talking about
So which version did Tarnan relay?
Both versions, maybe?
Both.
Yeah.
Both.
I mean, we've got lots of time.
Did you used to be a tour guide? Because that sounded like it just came out of a tour book.
And on your left here, you'll see the Underbridge. Hive of scum and villainy within Magnamar.
Actually, Tarnan will point out a few highlights here and there.
As you transition from the dockway, which is where all the ships do the unloading, and you actually begin to go to the Underbridge under the Ironspan, you immediately notice an instant change in the quality of the housing, the quality of the road. It is completely dirt, very uneven, and you also notice that you are the only people that you have seen with horses.
Please.
What was that?
Ping on the map, please.
It's actually down here. I can.
Yes. But where are we now?
If you don't know, if you click the waffle, you can see bigger what is being clicked on.
Yeah, if you ungrid view it.
Sean?
Yes.
Where's the stable outside the Underbridge before we cross into the Underbridge?
You're looking for a stable?
Well, yeah, I'm not taking the horses in there. Tarnan knows better. Usually when you want a horse to disappear, that's where he would take it.
There's probably a handful of places you can store horses in the dockway.
Perfect.
One
that
within a
Tarnan
few.
knows that's closest to the Underbridge is where they'll stop.
Okay.
Happen to know anybody here?
If you leave a pony outside, are the horseshoes gone when you come back?
The horse is up on blocks.
Couple on blocks. Yeah.
It's up on blocks.
I wouldn't say Tarnan's super familiar with any of the horse stables in the dockway. I mean, you're aware of them.
Stolen from them. Perfect. All that means to him is he's never stolen from them or swindled them, so they don't know him either. What does it cost to store the horses?
5 of them. How long are you looking to store them for?
The night.
The night? With grooming and feeding, it'd probably be, I would say, 2 silver for the night. Let me double check. I think that's right.
You do realize, Sean, you're not going to get away without creating a new sub-character for this.
Oh, no.
Okay, all right. I'm just letting you know my expectations as a player here, and they're high.
Thought I had stable
I hope
prices.
Bathana
I have prices
has a
for
twin
everything
sister that works
else.
at the stables in Magnemar.
What was that, Lars?
I hope Bathana, or whatever her name is, has a twin sister that works at the stables in Magnemar.
That would be so amazing.
Oh, I love it.
It would be lazy
All right.
DMing, but I would love it so hard and so
Well, it
fast.
reminds me of like always like Shu and Moo, like the guy who kept like switching between. Oh, this is my brother from Avatar. It's like, oh, you are my brother, so and so. Anyway, sorry. Carry on.
All right, yes, it would be 2 silver to store the horses. With
Done.
For the night. All right.
That's still a fraction of the cost of leaving a note on a table.
That's correct. That is correct. Why is Tarnan so mad about being asked for 4 silver? If he had said 4 copper, I might have considered it, but this guy's an asshole.
Grelda disagrees. She likes him. He's colorful.
He is definitely colorful.
Am I colorful?
No,
Not at
they're
all.
mostly golds and grays.
I can live with that.
Grelda may have a little bit of synesthesia that we only just now discovered.
Okay, and off to the underbridge.
Can
Alright.
we? Are we gonna get to talk to the stable person, or are we just gonna drop 2?
No, I'm just going to
Silver
drop
off.
the silver.
All right, that's fair. All right, that's fair.
Last time, look.
If there
Grelda,
is
Grelda,
not
last
a
time
lengthy
we went to talk to the
interaction
stable
or
person.
some like information,
Yeah, no, it's fair. It's fair. I just am
Grelda,
sad.
last time we let you
Or,
talk to a
a
stable person,
relationship
they
develops
dead.
torn away from us later.
No more talking to stable people. You end up killing them somehow. It's just terrible.
Okay, if Tarnan actually says that to Grelda, we're gonna have a problem. I'm just saying that right now out loud.
Nope.
Okay, that's a good choice. Moving on.
So you enter the underbridge. Like I said, it's all of the buildings are rickety, dirty. All the inhabitants, the few inhabitants that you do see, are also dirty. They kind of keep to themselves, keep to the shadows. There is movement, but there's not a lot of people just hanging out in the roads. Everybody kind of keeps to themselves, their own groups. It is getting dark outside, but you walk into the underbridge, and about quarter of a mile in, you cross a threshold, and it just goes like dark as night because of the way the sun is being blocked by the bridge overhead.
Can Icky see?
Yes, mostly.
We came in from the south, correct?
Yes, you would
What's
have
the
come in.
big
You would have
circly
come in
bits
from
right
this
there?
way.
Yeah, what's that big circly bit right there?
Those are the
Spires.
the stone supports that
Okay,
support
okay.
the bridge.
Thank you.
All right, so it doesn't take you very long, and then hidden beneath the grimy blackened Goliath that is the Irespan, the lesser works of men huddle like weeds at the foot of the great trees that are the ruined bridge's stone supports. Near one of these leans a decrepit and sagging clock tower, a dying structure of weathered stone, wood, and rusted metal that teeters to an unlikely height of 250 feet. High above, near the tower's roof, a tangle of scaffolding sits near a section of the structure that has fallen away. The tower's clock face is frozen in time, defiantly and falsely, proclaiming it to be 3 o'clock, while above, a stone statue of an angel, her wings crumbling, leans precariously, almost as if she were preparing a final leap from her decaying perch. At the bottom, you do see 2 very large 15-foot, almost 15-foot wooden doors. They actually remind you of like what you would think of as cathedral church doors. They are both currently closed. And let me see. I thought I had.
So this is literally under a bridge?
Yeah.
Yes, it is. There is the Irespan is an ancient Thessalonian ruin. The people who lived in the area thousands and thousands of years ago, and it is 300 feet in the air. It's 200, 300 feet wide, and what is left of it just shows how massive this bridge would have been, but this is all that's left.
And for Lars's benefit, the Thessalonian era was when like our that king that was stuck in the loop of
Shit. Yeah, he was the hologram guy.
hologram. Thank you. That was the word I was looking for. That's the era of that stuff.
Yes.
Kurzog?
Yes.
Kurzog, that was it.
That guy. That's him.
That he.
So Grelda just says cheerful and makes sure that Sasha is at the ready.
Homie. So, how much time do we have before 11 o'clock now?
About 3 hours.
We have roughly 3 hours. Anyone see a spot they want to sit and watch the front? Geisen, where is it that you're thinking you would have your best range and control of this casting?
Grelda actually stops and says, Geisen wanted to see the tower. Can we sightsee?
It's closed off. It's dangerous as hell, and I don't have a problem with it. But tread at your own risk.
What?
So as far as positioning for the spell, I need to be within 120 feet. Is there what's the area right around the thing look like? Is there like a rooftop or something that would be convenient?
Looking around at the buildings, I can tell you would not feel comfortable climbing up onto or attempting to stay on these rooftops for a long period of time. You could absolutely try, but rickety is the word that comes to mind. There are corners. What was that?
I'm sorry. Every time that you say you can try, my brain is like, yeah. Is this a character moment or not?
You can certainly try. But no, I mean, you do see, especially with how dark it is under here, there are a number of corners and places that you could try and find a way to not be seen in.
Can Icky carry someone in flight?
It needs to be smaller than him, like a creature size smaller than him. It halves his speed, and you would need to make a strength check. But yes.
So you could be 120 feet up to cast this spell. Just saying. Who doesn't want to fly?
So Icky, as kind of an old hand at being conspicuous, is likely aware of the fact that our group is probably pretty conspicuous in this area, right?
No. Very sneaky.
You would definitely know, having seen the rest of the patronage here and with Tarnan's experience, that this particular group definitely stands out. Especially, you stand out a bit in Magnamar anyway, especially with Icky, because Aarakocra are not plentiful on the continent. But especially in the Underbridge, you are all dressed far too well, and you do stand out.
So yeah, I feel like flying would probably be. I feel like we would draw attention.
But it's
I
ours.
can magically make us all look a lot more shabby. I've used the spell to clean us up before, but I can do the opposite with it too.
You can.
Can you not touch the hair?
I mean, the hair is pretty fabulous. I kind of want to touch it, but I cannot make it dirty.
I just use this really fabulous product. It's I don't have another source of it, and I really would hate to deliberately dirty it. That's all I'm saying.
People are gonna get one look at that hair and be like, "That lady's not from here."
Damn it! Can we cover it with a cloth that's dirty? I don't know.
Actually, yeah, you probably could.
I'll look a little more shabby if we want to try to blend in a little more.
Do you have a hood?
Do I have a hood?
I don't believe
my
so.
hood.
Sanishi, can you borrow Grelda your short little cape there, please?
Okay, sure.
Grelda, wear this as a kerchief. Where this says a do-rag.
Yep. Oh, shoot. Tie. Bow. Perfect.
Bow.
There, hair concealed, and now the cape can be made to look grubby. Or,
Very, very easily, you go from looking clean. The whole group looks extremely dingy. Like you have spent, like it has been many weeks since you have cleaned or bathed.
Actually, I may have been the only one who bathed since our last battle.
I think you're right.
I just want to point out that it's hilarious to me that my fabulous hair is so fabulous that it is more distracting than the half-orc that we have with us.
oh no, half-orcs, you probably see quite a few of them down here as we're here.
It's the giant bird that is probably
Yeah.
distracting.
Oh, okay.
I don't have an unbirdify spell.
Yeah, I wish we did. I mean,
You
I
actually-
wouldn't let you use it if you did.
You do have an unbirdify spell. It's the one that's going to make a fake foxglove. So
I do, but somebody used up all my spell slots, which of course is
yes,
me.
you did. Yes, you did. That was you, not me.
So I only have one shot for that.
good to know. Good to know.
Do you not want to use it?
I'm fine with using it for foxglove. I'm not fine for using it for anti-birding.
Especially because we are several hours from the actual meeting. So yes, right now Icky is a problem, but if you don't see the bird person for 2 hours, right now you are fabulous. If you don't see the fabulous bird for 2 hours, is it still a problem 2 hours from now?
Yeah, the major image only lasts for 10 minutes.
So basically, Geralda is going to look to Tarnin for where do you want me to be so that I am less obvious and also ready.
Sean, where's the clock? Ping it on the map, please.
It's the blue thing.
The purple, blue. Okay.
Yep. So sure, right here.
DM, I have a question. So, prestidigitation, it says you can clean or soil an object no larger than a cubic foot. So, if something was larger than a cubic foot, could I just cast it a bunch of times to cover the thing that's bigger?
Yeah, I mean it would. It's an action, so it'd be 6 seconds each time. But you have more than enough time to hit each person.
Well, this would be a different object. So I was thinking I have a tiny hut.
Mhm.
So I could make us a little dome that we can all hide in that people can't see in. And then if I could make the outside dirty, then it might kind of blend in more. We could just put it in some corner, shadowy corner somewhere nearby, and then we would all be hidden and safe.
I like that plan, but are you comfortable casting it? Using that spell slot?
I can cast it as a ritual, so I wouldn't have to
Oh,
waste it.
beautiful. Absolutely. Let's do that.
Okay.
I have to admit, I was kind of imagining you prestidigitationing all of us all the way down, and then we all have really nice shoes. Because I love the Shawshank Redemption, and no one ever looks at your shoes.
Yeah, nobody looked at the shoes. How often do you look at a man's shoes?
So would you say that you're going to be using this spell to keep us both secret and safe?
I'm gonna keep a secret. Keep us safe.
Sounds good. Let's do that. Let's do that to the north of the shadow clock in that little corner there. The corner of the building there.
Okay.
Looks
Takes
like
me 11 minutes to cast it.
Nope.
Since we don't know where the Shadow
so-
Clock meeting is, should we ring it a little? Sorry.
No. All right. So sorry, I was just reading Tiny Hut Prestidigitation. Prestidigitation only lasts for an hour, and with the Tiny Hut, if you leave it, it ends. So
if he leaves it.
yes, but you also cannot cast spells from the inside of it out.
Oh, I
So
see.
you could, you can't do both. If somebody else prestidigitation did while you were inside of it, they could do it every hour. But if you leave, it ends, so you wouldn't be able to continuously dirty it.
Oh, shoot.
Or
Okay.
But it is you can choose the color of the outside.
But he can't fake Aldern Foxglove while he's in it.
No.
But yeah, that means I can't cast the okay. Because that's
What if
I
he
was-
colored it Aldrin Foxturn? Love color.
Skin the man and lay the skin around.
Aldern, is that you?
This
So
will
yes, you
definitely
can
work.
absolutely you can cast the hut. You can stay inside of it. You can color the outside any color you choose.
Oh, it does. It says if you leave its area. So does that mean the area that the hut is in? So like I could be just outside the hut.
The hut is a 10-foot area.
But is it a square area? Could he like lean against the back of the hut?
You'd have to. The hut covers the 10 feet, so in order to leave the area, like to go outside of the
Okay.
hut, would be to leave the area of the hut.
That's fair. That's fair.
Okay.
Could we set up a series of mirrors from which, on the inside, Geisen could see the outside of the hut?
We are going to spend the next 3 hours trying to figure out how to make this work.
Under this bridge, it will be our bridge.
Hold on. Grelda, you and Geisen take that corner. Just kind of hang out in the corner like you're homeless, poor, whatever, destitute. Try to keep Sasha out of sight so it doesn't look completely fake.
So I've got some hand axes and a javelin, and I'm like, can I like at least show these, or maybe this guy?
The less
Because I
attention
don't want to look like a target.
everybody's a target here.
Right. So
No,
if
I mean, everyone looks like a target to somebody here, no matter what you got out. Some people are going to see you not having a weapon as not a target. Some people are seeing you not having a weapon as a target. If you have a weapon out, that might make you a target.
Okay, question for the DM here. If I agree with this and Sasha is out of sight, do I require an action to like equip her in order to join a battle?
No. To initially unsheath or equip a weapon at the beginning of the battle is just considered a free action. This is just expected.
Okay. Then very grudgingly, Grelda agrees. But she still kind of acts like a little bit of a guardian for Geisen. Like, if you're gonna mess with this guy, you kind of know you're gonna have to go through her first.
That's perfect. That's kind of my intent.
Well, I mean, come on. People are going to be intimidated if they look at me.
That is a big
No,
hat.
because we're supposed to be unintimidating. That's the problem.
All right,
You are
then,
very
scary.
Geisen and Grelda, give me a. So you're trying? Are you trying to hide or are you trying to act unthreatening?
Act unthreatening, I guess.
Give me.
We're not trying to hide because I don't think we can.
All right, both of you give me performance checks then, and then
dear.
what are the other three of you doing?
Tanishi and Icky, why don't you take that other corner slightly to the west? That way you
I'm
can
very
kind of
convincing. I got a 7.
What was that?
Do you have a bonus to that at all, Lars?
That's including the bonus.
7.
Oh, well,
Okay. What about Grelda?
We got a 9.
Okay.
Her bonus is 0, so God, we're definitely rocking this. Tarnan's gonna be so proud.
The other way to look at it is we are both on the smaller side. Can we kind of hide in the shadows?
I didn't. Well, you've already decided that you're going to try. I'm not saying it's a high DC. I just want to know what you had.
Yeah, no. I think trying to hide so no one sees us was a little bit of a stretch. I think like for the two of us to look as though we are non-threatening and therefore non-assuming, especially with my beautiful hair covered.
With a babushka.
A babushka.
All right. So that Tardaniki and and Sanishi.
Tanishi and Icky on the west building, the corner that faces the tower, basically, and should have pretty decent line of sight on those two in case something happens. And Tarnan's gonna just
So we
sneak.
can help them, right? It's so we can help them.
Yes, of course, Sasha.
Thank you. I'm sorry, but thank you.
And then Tarna's going to do a stealth patrol around behind the place.
All right. I guess Iki and Sanishi give me performance checks for that acting. There we go.
All right,
That's
so
what I was trying to do.
Icky.
So, hilariously enough, anecdotally, I do actually have a +4 to stealth. So I can be sneaky. It just didn't make sense in this case to me.
So Icky got a 10 total.
Okay. Then what did Sanishi get?
Sanishi gets a 5 total.
Oh dear.
All right.
Oh dear.
And then for the sneaky, give me a stealth check.
Are you talking to me?
You said you were going to do the sneaky, right?
23.
23. All right.
Wow.
Are you just
Good
planning?
thing.
Are you just like a continuous circle patrol, or? What are
Yeah,
you doing?
pretty much. Just kind of. If I notice people walking around, I'll stop and make it easier for me to hide by not moving. And then when they've passed, and if they look like it's two people that might be the type of person that Turner would think would answer to B7 and Zan, then he'll follow. Otherwise, he'll just kind of mosey along in that around the shadow clock.
All right, then I need everybody as well to give me a perception check.
Is that
You're all-
including it?
Yes, because you're looking as well.
All y'all.
All y'all.
Damn it.
Whew.
All right, Grelda,
I have 16. I'm bad at acting, but good at noticing things.
Geisen. You're muted.
15.
15. Sanishi.
Sanishi was 4.
Iki.
14.
14.
At least all of this is in character.
This is all consistent. And Tarna.
Yep.
8.
8.
Oh.
Not so much.
Well, he's
He's
concentrating
being
on being
sneaky.
sneaky.
I was
okay?
gonna say he's concentrating on being
Well,
sneaky.
we can't all be as good at being sneaky as Paddock.
It's very sneaky. He's
Someday that is going to come back to haunt us, you guys. You know this.
he was practicing.
He's gonna be the end boss. He's gonna sneak up on us and he's like, "You snuck away from me."
Which, Lars,
You
by the
can't.
way, one of the things that Sean admitted recently was that Daverin's death could have been Paddock's death.
I said I was
And I
thinking
don't-
about it.
Yeah, I don't know how that would have changed how the group relayed this, but I thought you should know Paddock's dispensable.
So
Shocking.
are all of you. No.
Yes, we are.
All right. So you sit. Everybody kind of plays their roles. Tarnan's moving around as the hours tick by, and as it gets closer to 11, actually, Grelda, Geisen, and Icky, you actually see from the northwest, trying to sneak in the shadows. You see 3 cloaked figures move from the building. Yeah, 3. From the building, moving around to the front of the clock tower. And they go to push one of the doors in to open it. Like they're moving from the building to the clock tower to the door.
So Grelda actually does this in the hopes that the super sneaky Tarnan may be near enough to see it.
That's going to be up to the DM on where I am at
I
that
know.
particular
I
moment.
know.
Give me another perception check on if you are in. We'll call this being if you're in eyesight of Grelda or looking at her at the right time.
Oh, that's a little better. 17.
17? Well, that's enough. Yes, you do. Well, I will say that you not only see Grelda making a signal, you do see her holding up 3 fingers. Yes.
I was kind of hoping that wasn't going to work, so I could have Icky claw 3 times into the night and hope that would do the trick.
You know what? If he doesn't know this worked, so go for it.
I was actually I was seriously looking at my stats. I was like, So, like, looking at I assume it would be nature. Is like, would Icky know the calls of any of the local birds to actually like do something convincing? Like, nope, got a -1. Not even looking at that.
Oh,
The bird is
I would still
awful
be
at
open
bird
to
calls.
trying, just so you know.
Yeah, Icky's bird calls are, "I'm a bird."
Want to smash? I'm a
Bird
bird.
here.
Bird and beer.
Bird here.
Anyway, does Tarnin understand the kind of very vague gestures from Grelda? Because
I would
if
assume.
she assumes that Tarnin can like see it as well. So she didn't try and make it. She didn't go, "There are 3 people."
I would assume he would, because that's what you guys are waiting on. So I would assume.
Oh, beautiful. Tarnin messages Geisen and says, "You're on. Have him walk around the corner and say hi to them."
So they went inside the tower, though, didn't
Well,
they?
that's where they're headed. You would need to be quick because there's not a whole lot of space. But like you saw them as they left behind the one building, and like you see they're headed to the front where the door is as all this is happening. So I mean, it is happening very quickly.
Yeah. And Grelda would not have made the motion until she was sure they were doing something shady. So like it would definitely be very, very close, I think.
Okay, well, I guess I cast Major Image and have Aldrin Foxglove come around the corner as they approach.
All right. If Grelda waited just a minute, I would say they reach the door as you cast the spell and Aldrin pops up. So Aldrin comes around the corner as they're pushing the door open. They all stop. Like you see them all look at him, look at each other. The person opening the door finishes opening it, walks in. The next one walks in as well. The last one kind of stands outside, looks around, and then beckons to Aldrin as he also walks inside.
Okay, I wasn't thinking of this being through doors.
How close is that guy who's beckoning to Aldrin to Tarnin?
And are there windows on the clock tower?
Not on the ground floor. And as for, because Grelda and Geisen were on the northwest corner, you said, so for Tarnin to see them, he would have to have been a little further. So I would say Tarnin is not an eyesight, since you did see them, he's not an eyesight of them directly.
Okay.
I'm obviously not going to be able to see to know what's going on. Can I send Owlavander in to like be my eyes?
I mean, yes, they did leave the door open for Aldrin to follow.
Can he continue casting his spell using Olavander's eyesight rather than his own?
Yeah, that's what.
Yeah, it doesn't break concentration.
Okay, so Grelda.
You wouldn't. Oh wait, you would. When you go into Ollivander, you can only see what Ollivander sees. So if Ollivander were to fly past Aldern, like Ollivander would have to stay in eyesight of Aldern for you to be able to control Aldern.
Grelda would assist in every way. So like if Geisen needed a shoulder to put a hand on to walk forward, like she's there.
You will need your assistance, I'm sure. I mean, it seems like it's the only option at this point because our image isn't going to be very convincing if he just stands in there and doesn't do anything. So I send Ollivander in the open door.
And I think we need to move out of our place to where we are to continue giving. Well, no, we don't, because Ollivander gives different eyesight, right? So we don't need to move at all for this to continue.
No, as long as yeah, because in order for Geisen to still like be able to control Aldern correctly, he would need to be able to see where he is. So as long as Ollivander has eyesight on Aldern, Geisen would be able to control him in the same way he would if he had his own eyesight on him.
So does Geisen do the hand on the shoulder thing that we've done before?
Yeah, and Ollivander should be able to hide within the illusion, right? So I can just have him like inside.
I I would say, because there's nothing for him to perch on, so he would have to be flying. And even as a small owl.
Can he stand on the ground, though? Walk on the ground?
He's going to be bigger than one of his feet, isn't he, though?
But not bigger than like the. Well, I guess it depends. Is Alder wearing robes?
I mean, the image
double
itself
check on
doesn't
the
have to
major
be
image
just
spell.
Foxglove, though, right? Like, I mean, I could have a little bit of area surrounding him. That's part of the illusion. Because it can be up to, I think it was 20 feet.
Yeah, it's got to be like a square of illusion, right?
You know what? I would say yes, because you could create. I would say you create the illusion of the ground underneath it. I'll give you that.
So as soon as Geisen does the shoulder thing that they've done before, like this is not the first time they've done this. Grelda does like a weird bird thing as an additional like hint to Tarnin.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, no, she has no idea if he gets this or not, but it's the best she can do.
Oh, there we go. Sorry.
Tarnin pulls out Nikki and looks up like, did he fly off?
All right.
He misinterprets and takes to the sky.
I rolled a 2. I mean,
As he gets closer, he may see that Geisen's hand is on her shoulder. I don't know.
Yeah.
There's
is
no
moving toward them.
indication whatsoever that this is what's going on.
Okay, I'm switching the map. Hold on a second. Let me see if it actually loads.
I am
Being
switching
a
the view.
pain. Oh wow, that's fantastic. That's wonderful.
It looks fantastic, but I take it you're upset that it showed everything.
There we go. So it's being a
I
pain.
saw they were called cultists. I hope that's
There we
okay.
go. There we go. So we'll do it that way. And
Is one of the guards, or one of the, I guess, cultists standing outside still, or do they
no,
follow in?
he beckoned you in, and then he walked in as well.
Okay.
So as you walk in, you see the floor of the shadow clock. There's a couple of rooms. There's 3 rooms that go on the right. Doors closed. 2 rooms to the north, and then you can see on the west is a stairwell that leads up. And as Alivander kind of looks up, you can see that this rickety stairwell kind of circles the entire clock tower going upwards, but there are huge sections of it that are missing. And as you walk in, one of the hooded figures turns around, pushes his hood back, and you can see that almost surprisingly, he seems like a very normal middle-aged man. He's got wavy black hair. There's a little bit of gray in it. He has maybe like 1 or 2 day growths of beard on his chin. He seems well taken care of. He doesn't look dirty. He seems like almost what you would expect to see like for a merchant or something along that line. It actually surprises you a little bit that you see how just average he looks. And turns, yes.
Oh, just real quickly, because Lars was not here to ask the question, I see this green growth in the corner, and Geisen has had multiple interactions with bad.
That is dirt and hay.
Okay.
Sorry.
Just
that's
checking,
just like
'cause if it
pile
was
of dirt,
kind of
hay,
obvious-
rubble. Yeah, that's not the same thing that you had seen in the previous house.
Okay. I feel like he would ask, but yeah. Okay.
So
we're good.
as you look in, Alivander from the floor, you do see a cart in the northeast, and from his perch on the floor, he can see the feet of the other 2 cloaked figures on the other side of the cart. And then you see the one in front of you that had turned and pushed off his cloak, and he kind of looks around. I had heard you might not be coming, so it's good you did. You got what we were owed.
Just as a set, where's the light coming from in here? Would
That's
it be
what
like-
you can see.
Is it based on Alivander's vision?
Hold on a second, Bill. Let me check this. I believe that is based on yeah, because Alivander has 60-foot sight or
Okay.
dark vision, if I am remembering correctly.
I'm just wondering, like, how dark it is
There is no other light. There is no light at all. So you are seeing what Ollivander can see.
So either
So
cultist A and B can see in the dark, or they're just hanging out in the darkness, because that's creepy.
All right, what's up, Bill?
So I saw her making all gestures, and then they started walking forward. I quickly moved towards where they're going. As I do so, I motioned to Ikki and Sanishi, come on, let's go. I'm assuming this is almost like a combat round, so if that's like a bonus action, I'll take my action to use light, put it on a coin, and keep it hidden in my hand, unless I'm sure that I can toss it to Ikki and it wouldn't likely be seen by anyone inside.
Okay. I would say you are going to have to cross in front of the building in order to meet Ikki and give it to him.
Hold on a second, Sean.
Is the door still open?
Yes.
So the only light is the light coming in through the door.
Okay, carry on, please.
There we go. Let me move it over here.
So what I asked was if the door was still open, and the answer is yes.
That'll be over there. We'll say you two are over here. So Geisen would... Oh, you can't. That's...
I can't move your view, so I don't know.
No,
Oh, there you go.
There.
There we go.
There we go. So, like, yeah, you would need to run across the door in order to get to where Ikki and Sanishi are to hand him the coin out of eyesight. Which,
Yeah.
with your sneak, I would still say is going, so that's not hard to do.
Okay, I will do that.
Okay?
And actual real life Geisen is basically next to me, right?
Yes, I'm just using...
Yeah, that's her.
Yeah, because I have Ollivander in here somewhere. It's been a while since I've had to use him, so I'd have to find his token
It's
again.
fine.
So.
Yeah.
As Foxglove, I kind of casually walk around and make my way towards the back of the tower. And then,
You're gonna...
I,
So he
I'm,
did...
I'm imagining Ollivander going up.
Alright, so you don't... Do you respond to him at all, or are you just trying to, like, walk around?
yeah, well, that's just when as I come in, that's what I'm doing while I respond.
Okay.
Well, I think I didn't really want to come down here, but I didn't see much choice. And yes.
He kind of looks at you, looks at them. He turns to follow you as you walk through. And, well, I see, you were the one that came to us. We helped you. And you know how persuasive our mistress can be. And you know the other little friend she's got here. So let's cut the crap. Stop being a prick. Give us some money.
Really
That was
not.
such a good voice. That was
What?
such a good voice.
Oh, thank you.
You're really not being very friendly about this. This is a lot of money. It's not easy for me to come up with this every time.
And then he raises his hand as he just like gives a shrug. I don't care how difficult it is for you. And then as he does that, again, being on the floor, you don't see, but you hear the sound of cocking. And you would know enough to know that there are crossbows being cocked, being pulled back. We've helped you. You know what you have to do to repay us. Yes, Bill?
So,
How long has it been? Has it been 6 seconds? Have we continued? I'm continuing
We're not
to move
doing...
during-
It's not combat, it's just
Okay.
like a social encounter.
So
as of
I'm
this point.
continuing to move while this conversation is going on, sneaking in.
Sneak. You want to sneak in? Okay.
Can Grelda see what he's doing?
What Tarnan is doing?
Yes.
Yes.
So if he is making what seems to be like a beeline for the door, she's definitely gonna lead herself and Geisen that way.
Yeah, and Sanishi would probably run up to the door, kind of like flank it to watch his back, and Ikki would follow.
All right.
And Sanishi would be Grelda there, I think, based on Grelda being aware that she's leading a blind person.
All right. In that case, Tarnan, I need a stealth check.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Were you going to use the
This
app?
might be relevant. So what I'm intending to do is, while this conversation is happening, I'm continuing to walk further back to draw their vision away from the door. And then once I'm back a little ways, there's probably not much light anymore, right? Because the doorway is the only light.
There is really no light. You are seeing
So
what you see. There is, like, it is pitch black inside.
So the only
So I have
reason that
Ollivander
is 'cause
lead.
Ollivander can see it, right? Dark vision kind of thing?
Yeah. You are
Okay.
seeing what Ollivander can see in the dark.
I have Ollivander, like, once I feel like it's dark enough, I have Ollivander leave the illusion and go fly up in a corner to perch to get a better view of the room.
Give me a stealth check for Ollivander as well. And then with Tarnan, what was your
16.
16?
Correct.
Give me the better.
Where is that?
Would it be obvious to someone watching that Tarnan was trying to be stealthy?
Yes. If he's trying to sneak in, it would be obvious that he was trying to be stealthy.
So if it matters later, Grelda would also attempt to not be, like, loud. I can't speak for Sinishi, though. I'm sorry, guys.
Sinishi would be quiet, and I think she gets it at this point. Like, you know, like she sees Tarn get serious and sneaky, and she knows what we're about.
All right, so first I need Ollivander's roll, and then we'll do Tarnan's sneak in.
13. But just keep in mind that
You broke up. I couldn't hear that.
illusion for
We lost you. Just keep in mind what...
I rolled a 13, but just keep in mind that because of the illusion, it's the owl could go out like the back of the illusion and be hidden by the illusion for part of the flight away.
That is true. Let me check something.
Please take this into effect, DM. I am very sneaky.
Yeah, actually, whenever Ollivander's not with the party, he's actually snuck off, teaching Paddock how to be sneaky.
So what we're actually gonna do is after this campaign's over, we're gonna go back and we're gonna have like a session or two where we live all of the adventure Ollivander's been having as he's been sneaking.
As long as what we're not going to learn is the number of times you fudged a roll so that we would survive. I don't think I could live with that.
Ollivander's going to be like have you guys seen Amelie? Like the gnome from Amelie, there's just going to be pictures of him in all these exciting places around the world.
Yes. Yes.
All right. I'm sorry, Lars. What did you get for Ollivander again?
13.
13. All right. Nobody sees Tarnan step inside of the door. Two of the cultists don't notice Ollivander. One of them does. Not immediately, but he notices the path. And then just here. The hell? And then the one that's standing, like that was talking to you, looks back at him, kind of turns back to Aldern. All right, no more talking. Money now, or they shoot. And Tarnan does make it inside without being seen.
Okay, well, Aldern pulls the illusion of the money out from his coat. Like a
All right.
bag of money or whatever it is.
At this same time, Icky is going to try to sneak in as well.
All right, give me a stealth check for Icky. And
Whoa.
as Icky's trying to sneak in, this cultist is going to walk towards Aldern, and he is reaching for the bag. What did Icky get?
I rolled a 7. I'm looking for my character sheet. It is a 12.
12? Okay. What was that, Bill?
Before he gets out of 20 feet range, Tarnan's going to sneak attack him.
You don't think this illusion can handle this? Come on.
No, as soon as he reaches for it, it's over with. And as soon as he moves towards him, that's it. Tarnan's going, fuck. Okay, here we go.
All right.
Time to go. I'm not I want my free round.
Well, you get.
A surprise round.
Just as this is happening, I changed the illusion to he pulls out of the bag what looks like a grenade and pulls the pin.
Are there grenades? Can that be a thing? I want this to be a thing.
No, they would be very confused.
Or a bomb or whatever, and lights it on fire.
Some
sort of explosive device that would have existed.
Molotov cocktail.
All right. I actually give me a perception check for Ollivander, because I don't know if you would notice Tarnan or not.
Well, but this wouldn't necessarily be about Tarnan. This would just be.
Well,
like,
Tarnan, I'm wondering because Tarnan's attacking before he, like, as he takes the first step towards you.
Yep.
So that the dagger would fly and hit him, like, before,
Oh, okay. Well,
as he was taking that step. All
That's
right.
fine. That was like my last resort, as the illusion was otherwise going to end because he was going to reach for the money. Was just to create a distraction.
All right, then. Everybody roll initiative. Where did the music go?
Away.
Battle music. Where's my? There it is. All right, we will do Icky,
18.
Geisen,
15.
Grelda.
What? I'm sorry. That means Geisen had like an epically low roll. I'm just saying that.
I rolled a
also
4.
got 15.
It happens.
It happens. It's
What'd
fun.
you get, Grella?
15.
Sanishi.
15.
What was that? I'm sorry.
15.
15.
Oh.
And Tarnan.
22.
All right.
I'm sorry, I lied. It was 12. It was not 15, it was 12.
For Sanishi.
Yep.
All right. There are two.
Saw +1 and saw 4.
Okay, brief question. How much longer are we going tonight?
It is 9:30. We can go till, I don't know. What time you guys want to go to?
I got like a hard stop at 10.
Okay.
We can go till 10. And then pick it up after that. Alright. Alright. Let's see. It's Tarnan, Icky, Geisen, Grelda, and then the cultists.
Where's
Ev-
Shinichi at?
She is last.
Okay.
Wait, does I'm sorry. The fact that Tarnan did the sneak attack now, is there any like weird stuff that happens as a result?
Tarnan is basically everybody but Tarnan is surprised. So Tarnan gets, everybody has the surprise condition. So Tarnan gets to go. Everybody else loses the surprise condition as their entire turn, and then it starts over. So basically Tarnan gets a free turn, and then we start over, and everybody goes.
That wouldn't include me though, right?
You give me a perception check for Ollivander.
Because I have alert. You cannot be surprised while you're conscious.
You know. +5 to initiative. Other creatures don't gain advantage on attack rolls. Assumed by you. That okay. So then it is Tarnan and you will not be surprised.
This may not affect at all, and I'm not trying to like push the envelope here, but I do have advantage on dex against effects that I can see while I'm not blinded, deafened, or incapacitated.
This isn't really an effect. It's just the fact that Tarnan is making an action that nobody was expecting. Yes.
Okay, that's fair.
Dagger of Warning, given to me by a very powerful DM at one point that allows me and any of my companions within 30 feet of me cannot be surprised, except when they are incapacitated by something other than non-magical sleep.
I will see, but that's because
It ruins the fun.
No, it's because you are.
And really, they already know Tarnin. How could they possibly be surprised? Right now, they're rolling their eyes, going, "Yep, here it comes."
Well, 3 of them can't see you. And I don't know if the 4th can see you either.
Okay.
Who can really see Tarnin, though?
Thank you, Icky. You understand me.
No, I will accept the DM's ruling in this matter.
Okay.
We definitely were expecting that there was something hinky going on, though. And I mean hinky in the most Scooby-Doo manner possible.
Zoinks.
Zoinks, indeed.
All right.
She's totally going to tear this guy's face off at the end of the combat.
Its rules is written. You can't be surprised.
Yeah, that's fair. It's fair.
I'll let it go. I'll give you it. I'll give you it.
Because
I don't think its rules as intended. I think its rules as written, but we'll go with it.
But so it's because of the dagger.
It's because of the dagger.
Okay.
Because otherwise, you're not. It's just because Tarnin took an action that nobody can either see or was expecting because it hadn't been discussed ahead of time. So it's just that he acts and then everybody reacts.
Yeah.
But as written, everybody within 30 feet of him cannot be surprised. So we'll roll with that.
Roll.
One of the people did. No, I'm sorry. They didn't see Tarnin. They saw Ollivander. Yes. So Tarnin, you are up. Let me add a copy over everybody's hit points. So continue.
And if you are using grid view, remember to click the waffle so you see the grid.
What if I want to see the waffle?
Waffle.
I know.
Oh, so you see the large map. You mean turn off the Google Meet grid view?
Sure, but click the waffle is what I meant to say.
Click.
Make it look happy so you see the map.
Happy.
Make it look mappy.
Make it look mappy. Yeah.
Mappy. Happy mappy. All right. Sorry, I'm just copying over everybody's. I know I said this last time. I'll be very happy when this encounter tracker gets out of beta. Because it's wonderful, but I still need to do too many things. 69.
Nice.
That's Grelda. All right. Okay, Tarnin. Go ahead.
Okay, bonus action. No, actually, I won't do that. So, Twins Flight Daggers, surprise, so I got advantage. Cultist C is getting a surprise.
Has combat technically started when he does his attack, though?
Yes. Because basically as soon as he throws the dagger, we roll initiative. Combat starts. That's when surprise is figured out. So combat has officially started as the dagger leaves his hand.
And the point of combat in that context is just how much you can do in an amount of time.
Yes.
Is really compressed.
And it's easier to track who's going when and everything like that. All right, okay. So cultist A, what did you get?
20.
20. That does it.
Okay. You want to do damage for that or second attack?
Do damage for that.
Do damage. Surprise attack is going to get 2 of these. Dagger gets me 1 of these, and I don't have my other spell up. Comes out to 2, 4, 6, 9. 9 and 6 is 15.
15 damage. Ooh. All right. So as the robed man takes his first step and starts reaching his hand out, just out of nowhere, everybody, even those outside of the building, just hear him go "Ah!" as the dagger sticks into his bottom left side of his back. All right.
So, to the knowledge of the people inside the building right now, Cultist C was talking and threatening the illusion, and Cultist A just leaned over and started gasping in pain?
No, Cultist C is who he threw at.
Oh, okay. All right, thank you.
He totally did say Cultist A before, though.
All right, thank you.
Oh, you. Sorry.
No, you.
Oh,
Mr. DM.
I missed.
You said Cultist A.
I'm just trying to make sure I know what's happening. It's
fine. A cultist.
There you go.
Just had a little Yoda fit. It was fine.
fine.
I see cultist.
Second attack is a 25.
That hits as well.
No sneak attack, just the damage. 4, 6, 10.
10 damage. All right.
Correct.
And the other one, you actually get it just a couple inches to the right of it, and they're both sticking out, almost touching each other, as his hand comes around and reaches his back. Yes.
As he reaches around, a bonus action recall them to me. They're not really there.
Not anymore. All right.
Not complete.
Okay, then it is Icky's turn.
All right, Icky is going to, I guess, just let me double check my movement here. So 50 feet. Is 50 feet? Is that? Could I get to Cultist B with 50 feet? That looks like I could.
Why do you keep putting yourself in these dangerous situations,
20,
my feather?
25, 30, 35, 40, 40. Yep, 45.
I'm not saying put me there. I'm just saying that I could if I wanted to.
You can. You can make it.
Yeah, no, I'm legitimately considering it, but since we don't really know what these cultists are about, I'm gonna run in on C, just straight at him. One to the left or one to the west, please. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm gonna lay into him with the good old claw.
Claw.
I'm gonna roll a 9, which is great because what's the modifier on that? +8, so 17.
17. That hits.
All right. So and then I get to roll 10d6 for damage.
Sounds legit.
Oh yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
All right. 9 damage.
9 damage. All right. So he the cultist reaches back, and his hand just runs over the holes in his back. And as he is slowly turning to try and figure out where it came from, Icky speeds in and he's turning as Icky's fist comes around, and his body turns this way, his head snaps the other way, and he just drops.
Cool. I suppose I should preface all of this with Icky would like to go at all of these folks with the intent of dealing non-lethal damage.
Okay.
But that's possible even at this point, is it not?
Yeah, I'll give you that. Let's see. We'll do that one. All right. He
Cool.
Oh wait, just do that. Falls unconscious.
Do that. Go on, Nick. You said you got knocked the fuck out.
These guys are squishy. Gosh, so I get it. At that point, I can't. Like, I've done my thing.
Yep. Any bonus actions or movement you can do?
I guess like bonus move. I'll move 1 square to the east of the stairs, the bottom or ladder or whatever that is.
Right here. That is the stairway that goes up into the rickety stairs upwards.
Okay. Cool.
All right.
I will hang out there.
Then,
And I will.
Yes.
Cultist C is not dead. They are incapacitated because of Icky's attack.
Yes.
Okay.
All right,
if possible, I would like to I would be like end my turn prepared in case anybody like projectiles at me.
Oh yes, you always have your reaction.
Cool.
All right. Then in that case, actually, as this is going on, you hear a rumble, and would have been better if I hadn't seen it before because Roll20 fucked up. But there we go. The door between the two cultists flies open, and this odd monstrosity is the best way I can put it. It is a heap of what looks like different pieces of flesh put together, Frankenstein together, just without the stitches. Just the mouth is down and to the left, the eyes are up here. You see it's got a straw hat, a wide brim straw hat on, and it has what looks like cheap clothing over it, and it's got huge arms that just are lumpy in all the wrong places, and it looks like a hugely disfigured person, and it just slams open the door and steps out. And what is...
In your defense, Sean, I had no idea that was coming.
Yeah.
Roll 20 Roll 20 like glitched out for a second when I was restarting it, and it showed it. So
I did not see that.
Yeah, the only thing I saw was cultist.
oh, good.
Yeah, that's the only thing I saw too.
Well, good. All right. So that is 5. So 5. That's 10, 15.
Now this happens on the surprise round still?
He wasn't surprised. This creature. He magically can't be surprised.
Well, that's garbage. What kind of garbage creature is this?
Kind of like a garbage dagger.
Clearly.
All right, that's as far as he can get.
Oh my, that's quite far.
Jesus.
Well, he is a large creature, so even with smaller movement, he can cover a higher area faster. But gets to there, and...
Oh god, he's gonna eat him and power up.
Stop watching anime.
He's going to be level 9,000 after this meal.
That's okay. All I have to do to kill it is cast life on it. It'll fall apart.
Nope, actually, he can't do anything. So he is just going to stand there and look around, and the mouth just kind of hangs open, and just this deep gurgling sound comes out of it as it kind of looks around at Icky and Tarnin and the dead cultists on the ground.
Does it sound like a hello?
It does not sound friendly. And it is Geison's turn.
What you gonna do, buddy? Welcome back to the group. Please don't die.
So
Hey, I'm not
as
even
of,
in the room. It'd be hard for me to die.
as of this second, you're still looking through Ollivander's eyes up in the corner.
And the illusion's still going, right?
Yes. Aldrin is holding a grenade.
So,
Looks like a large
Aldrin
grapefruit with the pin in his other hand, just kind of looking at everybody.
Aldrin drops the grenade, and then his flesh just melts, and a giant fire golem emerges.
Okay, hold on a second. I gotta read this.
When the DM says, okay, hold on a second, that means you did something clever.
Yep. Good job.
I think I can do whatever I want within the 20-foot cube, can I?
No, you can. I'm reading the reaction.
I want to believe
What's
there's
your-
a
what's
DM
your-
guide where there's like a list for everything someone could do, and you just scroll down to the illusion turned into a giant fire golem.
No,
And
that's-
it said-
Far off.
That's Pathfinder. There's a reason we don't play that. This is a lot. 5e is a lot more flexible for this random stuff. What is your spell save DC, Lars? Oh wait, yeah. Never mind. Not that. Let me go back. Give me your spell save DC. I need to roll something for the two cultists.
Where would I find that?
Under your spells, up at the top. If you go to the spells section, you have modifier, spell attack, and save DC.
Oh, 16.
All right. I mean, I guess it's good that they're surprised, because they both are very confused right now. They're slightly scared, but they're very confused. So, all right. Are you going to do anything else, good sir?
I mean, I figure I might as well get my money's worth out of the spell before I have to end it. I run the fire golem like to the northeast, like kind of towards cultist A,
Hold
and
on.
then
Oh, there we go.
Oh, nice. Nice.
Oh, great. And then I stop like with maybe 2 squares between, and then I don't know, make it look like he's powering up some giant fire spell.
This is amazing.
Beautiful.
Oh, give me an intimidation check with advantage.
It's also particularly nice given what little, very little I know about Geison's backstory.
He's not in there, at least.
Shoot, 10.
10? All right. Both cultists are still very confused. They initially looked frightened. As it came over, like, they initially looked frightened, their crossbows kind of dipped, and as it came over, they kind of looked at it, and their crossbows went back up. They still suffer from the surprise, but they're not... They're starting to get an idea that something's fucky here.
And I think that's probably about all I can do.
All right, so are you're still outside? Are you still looking through Ollivander?
Oh yeah, I guess
After your turn's over.
The spell can keep going without Ollivander, right?
Yes, it's just if you wanted to move it around without like being able to see where it's going, it's kind of difficult.
Sure.
But
Yeah, I think I'll leave Ollivander at this point because I just putting that there as a decoy to hopefully draw their attention or fire. And then I guess I walk over by the doorway to where I can like peer in, but I stay around the corner.
like down here.
This is even more impressive than that time in an alternate universe where we distracted an entire horde of goblins with a single fake chicken.
The disco chicken.
The disco chicken.
All right. In that case, it is Grelda's turn.
Oh, Grelda's gonna run up to the big thing.
So
I have a speed of 35. She will do it in the most efficient
15,
method possible.
20, 25, 30.
Shocking no one, she will fly into a rage and also attack recklessly.
Have I mentioned I love Grelda?
Yeah, there's
Yeah, I mean,
no
I'm
other
just
option
picturing
here.
her running by with this axe over her head.
A very dirty Grelda with a babushka
Yeah.
on her
But
head.
her hair is fabulous.
Underneath. We all
Underneath,
know.
it's hidden.
Or-
All right.
And Sasha is gigantic. So you have like dwarf, X. Like
Exactly.
they're equal space.
Exactly.
Oh, I believe whatever I did probably hit.
I believe she'll swing again.
Dang it, where is the plus? I'm gonna go with my written notes instead of the robot. So I have 23.
23.
Uh-huh.
That hits.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, so 1d12 plus 5 plus 2. Oh, 17.
17.
17 ouches to the big thing.
All right, so as you run up to it and you come down with the axe, you hit it and you feel it go in, but your axe doesn't seem to penetrate as far into the distorted flesh as you would expect.
I am disappointed. But that is the end of my attack and all of the things I can do.
All right, Colt, no longer surprised. He's dead. Sinishi's turn.
Dead?
Dead?
Oh, I'm sorry, unconscious. Not dead.
Thank you.
So like Sanishi at this point, like here's all this stuff happening, goes running into the doors, sees the big monstrous thing, eyes light up. Like, the only way she could be more excited by this is if it were a massive amalgamation of goblin parts, but it's pretty monstrous and close enough. So she runs up just to the east of Grelda, and it does whatever she does to make things hurt.
Does the thing. All right.
Actually,
Ooh.
she would. She wouldn't know to use the Lion Tamer's whip. She wouldn't think to do it.
Probably not.
She did only recently move it to a less like she had she took it from being an apparel to like actually giving a little bit of respect. So there's a chance she would have seen that it might have been useful. I don't know.
Good.
It's a weak chance.
Do a roll.
Yeah, do a roll. That's fair.
All right. No.
All right, fair enough. Okay.
I rolled a 1.
Oh, that's awesome.
She forgets that the whip is a thing. God, that sucks. God, this would be so good right now. Oh, wish I could metagame this. Oh well. So she's gonna hand axe 1 at it, and I'm glad we got that roll out of the way. Hey, cool. 11 plus the 8, so 19.
19, that hits.
All right. 1d6 plus 5.
Oh, God.
Well, all right, so that we're going to take that roll. It was a 2. So a 7 damage total.
All right. Then that is... All right, again, she swings, and it like hits its side, and it actually goes in a little bit. But she's... Even in her anger, she notices that it's not going in as much as she would expect.
She has a free second attack, though, right?
She does.
I was going to...
So, her bonus action, she gets all the bonuses.
Yep. So that's coming down the line. That's not going to go quite as well. That's 15.
15 still hits. It's a very large creature.
And that'll do a little bit better. 9 damage.
9 damage? Then 1 inside, 1 right on top of it, and then she pulls the daggers back. And the shirt is starting to get destroyed from all the slashes, and you can just see the bulbous, just off-looking skin. It looks like it's almost human, but something just looks off about it.
I just have to say it's a good thing that we're fighting the monster that's resistant to physical damage when the wizard has no spell slots.
So man, if anybody can find any justification to maybe remind Sinishi that she's got a whip that puts compulsion on beasts and monstrosities.
I don't know. It's got, according to the icon that I see here, it has 4 asses. So, I don't know. It's very distracting.
Is Sinishi going to do anything else with the 4-assed monster?
Perhaps take a moment to think about how she might be jealous of a creature with so many asses. But not so much jealous as in just wonder how the whole thing functions. Wonders what the toilet, the thing must look like, the thing that you use must look like. But no, that's really all she does with her turn.
All right.
The rest of us would be aware of the whip.
Yes.
Somebody could communicate to Sinishi, like, hey, use the fucking whip.
Yeah, everyone but Grelda has this opportunity as part of a free action.
All right. So we will stop here. It's going back to the top of the round where Tarnin's at. However, after Grelda goes, all of you hear a scraping sound echo through the inside of the building. It's almost as though something hard was being dragged across the stone walls. And as everybody's heads kind of turn upward, the sound of the source becomes clear. In a large gap, about 40 feet up the wall where the stairway is crumbled away, you see a shape move. It moves actually down the wall into view. The top half, you see a human woman long, flowing black hair, dark skin, flowing green shirt covering her torso, her face hidden behind a gold mask, where the only thing you see on the outside of it is just 2 eye slits. However, the bottom half is what gives you a shock. From the waist down, it is the body of a serpent. It is about 10 feet long, flowing behind her, and it is gripped to the wall. And in her hands, you see a long pike with a triangular serrated edge at the top. And she comes down into view and stops and looks over everybody. And then you hear echo throughout the clock tower. So, it would seem that his lordship was as useless as I thought he was. But, at least you're here. And she enters combat, and that's where we'll pick up next time. Oh, there we go.
Growler really wants to shout back, yeah, that guy was a dick.
There we go.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Well, this is great.
Welcome back, Lars. Look what you've done.
Let's hope none of us dies.
Next